All right, welcome back to episode number 33. And this one's a fun little kind of demonstration on what I did today. And I really enjoyed this because one of the things I love so much about LLMs, which is your ChatGPT, your Gemini, all of those, is that you can ask it to support it. And what do I mean by that? So you can ask ChatGPT, how do I use this to best, utilize all your skills? You can go into a custom GPT and say, how do I create this so that it works well? You can go into Gemini and Grok and any of those things to really ask it how to use it. So today, what I did is a little bit of a demonstration where I asked both Gemini and ChatGPT to give me their opinions. And I am so excited to share with you how it works. So I wanted to do this concept of a LinkedIn article where it was about the image war. So ChatGPT Image 1.5 dropped yesterday and it was big news and everything is exciting about it and all these great things. And I'm a big fan of Gemini's Nano Banana, which is basically their image design. They've done Nano Banana a few months ago and then they opened Nano Banana Pro. And it has just been an absolute amazing, amazing opportunity to create absolute gorgeous images. So I wanted to know what the fuss was all about. Is ChatGPT's Image 1.5 going to be on any way a good scale compared to Nano Banana, which I've been loving? So I did what I tell people to do is I asked each one to talk about their pros and their cons, and then to look at what the other one said. And so let me just show you this for a little bit. So basically I wanted to kind of design the idea of, OpenArt, who just dropped the Image 1.5, right? And then Nano Banana, which is technically called Gemini 2.3, 2.5 or 3.0 image, but we always call it Nano Banana. And so what I actually did is I created this with this kind of breakdown of the pitch, which is ChatGPT's pitch, the reality for my business, also what Gemini has to say, what ChatGPT had to say, and then what it means for your business. And so this was kind of the design that I created it. So point number one was the text in image finally works. No more cursed fonts, clean headlines. So anybody who's tried to do ChatGPT imaging before has always found like weird languages or letters that don't make any sense or words that don't make any sense. So ChatGPT has finally fixed that. So for my business, I build complex infographics and I do branded diagrams. I use hyper-realistic images. I have a cartoon Lindsay that I use on a regular basis. So I need it to really understand the logic, not just the layout. But Gemini's take is that Image 1.5 is playing catch up. It's fine for a simple social media quote card, but for professional grade diagrams and complex brand visuals, Nano Banana is still superior. Of course, they're going to say that. ChatGPT's take was, after I gave it what Gemini's take was, Image 1.5 fixes legibility, but layout intelligence, not layout intelligence. It eliminates basic issues so creators can do more faster, but it's yet to replace layout systems. It's a logic-driven brand visuals. And then I added for your business, stop wasting budget on simple graphic design edits. If you need a quick sale ends tonight social post or a headline that says, Image 1.5 is your fast lane. But if you're building pitch decks or educational infographics you need to convert clients with, stick to the tools that understand the layout logic, which is Gemini. All right. So number two was point two was characteristic consistency and coherence. So the pitch goes sharper, detailed, and better coherent understanding, structural features, consistency across images. In my business, I rely on my Lindsay cartoon, my hyper-realistic images that look and feel like you. So even a small percentage drift between posts, the brand really, that identity breaks. So Nano Banana for me has allowed me to load dozens of reference images to lock that identity in. Now, Gemini's take is until 1.5, you can reliably hold that level of heavy contextual reference. It's not a viable tool for long-term form, storytelling, and consistent character branding. But if you can't afford to have the face change every time, then you probably want to stick to Nano Banana. All right. And then for your business, trust that the currency of sale, if you're using AI to create a mascot, the reoccurring character, or product photography, inconsistency kills trust. Use Nano Banana to use the virtual spokesperson. And then number 3 was editing workflow. So the pitch was way better edits, change one thing without wrecking the whole image, redefine instead of restart. This is a massive AI struggle, is that if you have, let's say a 30-second video and one thing is incorrect, you kind of have to blow the whole video up. What they're saying here is same thing with imaging. If you want to change one letter in the whole image, you don't want the whole image to change again. So my reality for my business is I make quick adjustments around my social feeds, changing props or backgrounds without alternating the core character. And Nano Banana sometimes overthinks these simple edits, but overall I feel like it does pretty good. And then the Gemini take is that the one feature that it's watching, funny enough, if 1.5 offers faster, more photo style editing tools for quick fixes, it may earn a place in the daily social media workflow. This is from Gemini, guys. So that's pretty interesting. And that's something to keep an eye on while you're watching this. And then ChatGPT's take is image 1.5 shines in quick controlled edits, changing one element without reinterpreting the whole image, and is not a full design engine, but it's more obedient for fast social media ready adjustments. And then what does that mean for your business? Speed in the market matters. If you trends pop up like viral memes, you can adapt them for your existing assets instantly. This is a really big one you see with Sora too right now, is that if there's a trend going on and you just want to change it a little bit for your business specific, it's quick and fast. So this is what they're saying that, ChatGPT 1.5 is going to be really good at, right? Swap the coffee cup with a holiday gift box in your ad without regenerating the whole image. It also lets you do a lot of A/B testing, marketing creatives 10 times faster, leading to higher conversion rates. So here's some examples that I did. So I created all of this within Gemini, and then I created it in ChatGPT, and I asked it to design me an image. So this is Nano Banana's creative power, advanced text rendering. So you can see, even if you get really slow here, complex, accurate, right? Like you can almost read all of that, and then identity hacker, and then changing colors. Deep character consistency, right? Panel 1, panel 50, right? It's keeping it the same. This is my AI cartoon, Lindsay. Intuitive creative edits, so I can change the coffee cup. I can add my logo to it, right? Coffee sample products. Intelligent reasoning. This is a big one for me. A few months ago, I did a video on the Nano Banana emotion that I found when I was holding nothing, and then I asked it to hold a puppy, and it kept the consistency the same, but it had me kind of like cuddling and loving on this puppy, which AI decided that that was the emotion that I was feeling. So this is a really interesting one. I'll post that link below for the video so you can take a look at that. Right? Reference images, style guide, brand assets, character sheets, and then build for complex storytelling. And I mean, it did a really great job pulling in all of these things. Now remember, I also use Gemini a lot for my business. I already use this character AI in it, so it's taken a lot from memory. All right. Then this is the ChatGPT one that came out for Image 1.1, the Real Pros, text and top, right? So 50% sale, right? This is what it used to be. It used to be all wonky. If you ever really look closely, you'll see it. Realistic and more sharper, easy and precise edits, right? Ultra fast, accurate prompts, predictable output, and no surprises, and then made for professionals. So remember, I don't use ChatGPT for imaging at all. This is something that I have not done. So this is basically a very generic version versus Gemini, which knew very much about what I have going on with my business, the identity hacker, all of my little cartoons. So that I found was really, really interesting. So the final verdict was that ChatGPT Image 1.5 is an impressive upgrade from its original, right? The AI imaging in ChatGPT used to be absolute crap. So now it's been a really great upgrade, which is fantastic. But for a professional builder, I feel like Nano Banana still remains a better design. We are going to keep an eye on the editing capacity for it, but the ability to handle complex layouts, maintain deep character consistency over long hauls is still unmatched for serious creatives. So speed is a vanity metrics. Precision is the only metrics that pays the bills. So Nano Banana remains a better choice for creators protecting long-term visible identity. And GPT Image 1.5 is emerging as a faster, cleaner execution for real quick and fun visuals without friction. So remember, we want to really focus on it. This is another one that I've done using my Gemini. So you can see here the character consistency is staying the same. the storytelling architect. It's got me in there with my eyes and the identity hacker brand and all the information here. It's even got little pieces of me on the coffee cup here in the story brand. And if you get really close into this, you can actually see. So it's just a really good example of what Gemini is able to do, Nano Banana. So I don't think it's a tool war. I think it's a workflow decision. I think it's something that we really have to decide what makes the most sense for you and really taking a look at it. But I want to know if you've used ChatGPT's Image 1.5. Have you compared and contrasted the two of them at all? And what have you come up with? So love to hear your thoughts on that. It's been such a fun example, and I'll just show you really quickly in ChatGPT Image Pro, right? I was giving it the information. It was giving me some information, right? So it was telling me that it wanted to add ChatGPT's comeback, right? This is what Galaxy, so Gemini had asked me to do, right? So I put this all in. It actually gave me space for ChatGPT's comeback on text, copy and paste it here to respond to the point. So it was just a really fun way of kind of going back and forth on the information. Now, when it came to Galaxy, it was the same idea, right? So it basically allowed me to get information in here, asking it questions, and then asking about the different images, what its take was it on it, what was the reality. And then, of course, I wanted to make sure that I was able to look at both ChatGPT's take and Gemini's take. So I really wanted to make sure that I was able to do it. So I said, I'm writing an article with this information. I'm going to add ChatGPT take in order to make it a very clear and concise article, right? And so it's a great idea for a LinkedIn article that positions you as a leader who cuts through the focus, blah, blah, blah. Pitch versus professional reality, inviting ChatGPT to respond directly to the article. You create a very engaging, high authority piece of content. So it's just really fun that I was able to kind of take it and move it from just one-sided to then be able to turn it into how the information was created from both sides. So I've been saying that basically the article has both AI versus AI, bringing it together and seeing what it says. So anyways, I'd love to hear more about what you guys have thought about it. If it's something that you've tried, right? The AI image war is something that I think is going to be ongoing. AI is moving very fast, but I'd love to hear your take on it. Until next time, have a good one. Bye.